Hi guys, it's Bridget. Welcome to my first ever reading vlog. It's Monday night. I just got back from work, had a little bit of dinner, and I thought that I would sit down and share with you all the books that I am reading this week. I started one this weekend, and I think I'm going to finish that one tonight or tomorrow, and then I will share with you the second one that I'm hoping to get to this week. I'm also really hoping that this will help me kind of remember what my thoughts are about the books that I'm reading, because what always happens is I read a lot of books each month and then I get to my wrap up and I don't take notes. I don't make any annotations in the books, and so I get to that end of the month kind of review and I can't remember what I thought of them. I can't remember who the characters are or any like interesting parts that I wanted to pull out. So I'm hoping this will help me keep on track. The first book that I wanted to update you guys on that I'm reading this week is Network Effect by Martha Wells. And this is the fifth book, I believe, the fifth book in the Murderbot Diaries. The first four were novellas, and this is the first full-length book that's been released, and it was just released earlier this year, maybe in May. I'm really enjoying it so far. I am about, 2/3 of the way through. I just love Murderbot, is one of my favorite characters that I've come across this year, and I love their story. I will say that I think so far, and I'm gonna withhold my judgment until I finish the book completely, but I think that I prefer the Murderbot stories in novella form. It's a little bit slow, it kind of drags a little bit, and I think that it just works better in those short 150-page adventure stories that you can finish in like a day. The next book that I want to read this week, and I will hopefully get to it later in the week, is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This one is also a new release. I think this one actually just came out in October maybe. And I'm really excited for it. First of all, the cover is so cool. I kind of wish I owned this one. I just got it from my library, but it's a fantasy sci-fi book inspired by the civilizations of the pre-Columbian Americas, which just sounds so cool. I have never read pretty much anything, I think, about that kind of culture or inspired by that culture. And I've heard really good things about this. I'm really excited to pick it up. So hopefully I will get to this one later this week. All right, so now I'm gonna go get cozy and I'm gonna get ready to dive into the end of The Network Effect. So I just read another chapter of Network Effect. I am probably going to go get a snack and then maybe just watch a little bit of TV for a bit, and then I am going to probably just check in with you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, it's Tuesday evening. I just got back from work and my wife Abby and I are going to go head to the polls and vote. Hopefully the lines are not too long and we can get back pretty quickly and settle in for the night. Okay, so Abby and I just got back from voting. There was actually no line. We were in and out, which is awesome. So now I'm just gonna settle in for the night. But before I do that, I wanted to give you guys a quick update about where I stand with my reading for this week. I am almost done Network Effect by Martha Wells. I have about 70 pages left of this, maybe. I'm on page 277, so I'll finish that tonight. We'll probably put on the news and see what results are coming in, and I'll just read that while it's on in the background. I also today at lunch started a new ebook that I got off the Libby app, Flowers for Algernon. I'm not sure if I'm actually saying that right, but I just started it today. I'm about 25 pages in, and to be honest, I thought that it was about a really smart mouse, but it's not. It is about an actual human being. So I was totally wrong on that one, but I am really enjoying it so far, at least the 20-some pages that I've read. Charlie, who is the main character, is just so wholesome and so sweet, and I just love kind of hearing his thoughts. I've heard that this is a really sad book though, so I don't think that it's going to stay so wholesome for very long. But I will keep you guys all updated as I read more of that. Okay, so I'm realizing that I didn't actually tell you guys what Flowers for Algernon is about, other than the fact that it is not about a mouse. So the book is about a young man named Charlie who has some sort of autism. He's a really low IQ, and he becomes part of an experimental surgery to raise his IQ and make him smart. He's really, really excited for this because he just sees being smart as like the greatest achievement that you could possibly have. So he undergoes this surgery, it works, and he gets smarter and smarter and smarter, and the book follows his progression as it parallels the mouse Algernon, who was the original test subject for this kind of surgery. The way that the book is written is in the form of report logs, so it's from Charlie's point of view, and it's really interesting because I'm only a couple pages in at this point. I haven't gotten very far, but the earlier logs are really difficult to read because it's really showing his low IQ. The spelling is all off, the grammar is off. He is clearly not very book smart. So I'm interested to see how that progresses as he gets smarter. I think I am going to put this one on hold though for the night and try to finish Murderbot so that I can get that off of my nightstand. I also think that it's due at the library soon, so definitely my priority for the night is to finish Murderbot first. Post-election coffee is very needed. So I did want to touch base really quickly with you guys. I did finish Murderbot Network Effect last night. I finished it kind of late and I forgot to give you an update. I really liked it. I really loved the ending. I was really worried for Murderbot for a while, which is always great when you're kind of hitting that exciting end to a story. I really like how the author wrapped everything up and is leading into the next installment, so I'll definitely be reading that. One thing I will say is by the end, I was getting a little bit confused with who the villain was and how everything was working together, and I don't know, it was a little bit convoluted, but the story was still a lot of fun. So I just got home and look what I found on my doorstep. I'm so excited to dig into these. Oh my God, they look so good. So the cookies were actually from one of our friends. Abby and I had mentioned to them earlier today that we were both feeling kind of stressed and just down about all the election craziness. And so she sent us them as sort of a treat, saying that we're all in it together. Everyone should have friends like that. Also, because I got to finish Murderbot Diaries last night and return that to the library today, I was able to read more of Flowers for Algernon today at lunch. I'm really enjoying the pacing of this book so far. I think that because it's written in these individual diary entries / like report logs, it really helps keep the story moving forward because every new entry is obviously something of note that has happened in his life. There's no filler really, which I'm really enjoying because it keeps me wanting to read and see how his case and how his intelligence is progressing after the surgery. One thing I also wanted to mention about this book is that the way that people are treating Charlie is so heartbreaking. A lot of people around him act like he was not a person before he became intelligent and smart. That the person that he was before was basically no better than, an animal to do these tests on because he didn't have the intelligence of those around him. Never mind his good heart, his sense of humor, his trust in people, and now that he's becoming smarter and more aware of the world, he's seeing how people treated him when he was maybe not so aware and a little bit naive. And it's just so sad that people would treat somebody like that way, and he is clearly heartbroken to find out that the people around him and the people that he trusted maybe are not so trustworthy and maybe were not his friends. And it just rings really true to real life situations. All right, so I just finished filming a video for tonight. It is a long one. It's probably already up on my channel if you guys are watching this, so be sure to go check that out if you haven't already. I will link that above and also in the description below. I wanted to fill you guys in where I am in Flowers for Algernon. I am loving this book. I am maybe 100 pages in so far, and it is just so wholesome and so wonderful, and my heart just hurts for Charlie so much. He is just really trying to figure out the world, and it just feels so realistic. It feels like I'm actually reading an account of somebody who went through this, and so far I cannot recommend it enough. I just want to keep diving back into it. I think that for the rest of the night, Abby and I are just going to watch a little bit of The Bachelorette. I'm going to edit this video that I just filmed and call it a night. Also, I don't know if I ever introduced you guys to Sadie. She's so sweet. I love her so much. She just wants to be around us all the time. She's like my little soulmate dog. Tonight, I think I'm going to start Black Sun. I'm really looking forward to this. Hopefully it can help just kind of turn my mind off for the night. I'm really excited because I fully believe that every book should have a map in it, and look at that. I am already so into it. So I'll let you know what I think when I start this one. Hi guys, it is Saturday morning, and I don't think that I gave you any updates for the last couple days. I think the last real update that I gave you was that I was gonna start Black Sun. That didn't happen. The night got too busy, and then I was too busy yesterday, so I actually haven't started it yet. I know I am the worst, but it's the weekend now. I have some more time, so hopefully I can start that today. I did get farther in Flowers for Algernon, and I still love it. Charlie is just so authentic. Like, I just feel like he's an actual person that I'm reading his story about. I just feel so sad that I know that there are a lot of people who have his same experiences in life, and it's just really turning out to be better than I was expecting, and it's a really nice surprise. I decided that I am sick of the color in this room. So I went and I got some paint, and we are going to paint today. I'm hoping that it helps brighten it up a little bit. Right now I'm just gonna get started on taking down my bookshelf, taking all of this and pushing it towards the center of the room. I mean, it's a really small room, so I don't know how we're gonna do this, but I'm excited. Hopefully it will just take the day. Just taping up the walls, and I have a little helper. She is not very happy that I am clogging up her one little patch of sunlight in this room, so she will probably sit here the whole time. Okay, so I've got everything taped. It is the moment of truth with this color, so let's see. I like it. Okay, great. I feel like that is going to really brighten up the room. It's gonna be so much better. I think it looks kind of white in the video, but it's not. It is like a gray. I'm sorry for the terrible lighting, but we did finish painting the room today. It looks so good. I love it, but all the furniture is still just in the center of the room. So first thing tomorrow, once we move all of that back, I am really excited to show you guys the result. Right, I am finally getting around to starting Black Sun. It has been a long day, and I cannot wait to dive into this one and let you guys know what I think. So this book uses gender-neutral pronouns, which I have never seen in a book like this before. It was a little bit jarring at first because I wasn't expecting it, but that's awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to show you the finished product of the room that we painted yesterday. I am obsessed. I think it just looks so much brighter, so much better in here. It just like feels like a little oasis. I'm so excited to film my next video and see how it turns out, but it's just so bright and light, and I love it so much. It could not have turned out better, at least in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I'm also so glad that I was able to start Black Sun last night. The first chapter was really intense. It was a great start to the book. It started off very strong. I was immediately intrigued by it. I think I've Read about 60 to 70 pages at this point, and I'm really, really liking it. It's labeled as science fiction on the library tag, but I don't really think that it is unless it's going to change. It's definitely more fantasy, but I'm really, really liking it so far. I can't wait to give you more updates as I get further in the book. Now I think I'm just going to have a relaxing Sunday and prepare for the week ahead. So I wanted to jump in here real quick and give you guys an update. I've been reading for a lot of the afternoon. I am on chapter 11 of Black Sun. That's page 113. So I think I've got a pretty good idea where the story's going at this point, and I can give you guys a better synopsis of what the book's actually about. It's really not at all what I thought it was about, but I am really, really liking it. I think everything is working so well so far. First thing is, the book is multi-perspective. Pretty much every chapter or every other chapter is jumping between three main characters. We have Narampa, who is our sun priest. She's part of a holy order, and she's the head of that order. And she is sort of an unusual choice for this position because she comes from sort of a lowly background. She's young, and a lot of people don't have trust in her abilities to lead, and she is trying to make the priesthood and the religious organization relevant again. And a lot of people who are more traditionalist are kind of opposed to her ideas. Then we have Serapio, and I really hope that I'm saying all of these names right. That's how I'm saying them in my head. If anyone knows of the correct pronunciation, let me know. I will happily change how I say them. So anyway, then we have Serapio, who at the beginning of the book is blinded and is told that he is going to become a god. So far, there haven't been too many chapters with him in it, but he definitely has some sort of magical ability. You're not really sure what it is at this point, but he is definitely special. He definitely is involved in something that's going on, but I'm not really sure what it is. Next, you have my favorite character, Zyala, who doesn't take shit from anyone. She is this kind of badass, a little bit drunken sea captain. She's really strong. She's got a bit of an attitude, but kind of rightfully so, because she is part of the Teak people who are persecuted because they've got something called the Song. It's also sort of magical ability, and people think that by stealing Teak people's like bones or parts of their bodies, they have like magical abilities. It can give them luck, stuff like that. So she's really got to hold her own in the world just to survive, and she has just been hired by a lord to transport Serapio, who she doesn't know that it's him yet, transport him on her ship across the ocean. So that's kind of where we are. I'm not really sure what the total plot is going to be, but those are our three main characters. I'm really liking it so far. Another thing that I really like about it is that it is not linear. The storyline jumps around quite a bit. Like the first chapter starts 20 years previously, and then you jump ahead 20 years, and then it goes back about a month, and then you might go back, 19 years to get more of somebody else's story. So while the main story seems to always be going forward in a linear way, you're always having these flashbacks so that you can kind of orient yourself and learn where these characters have come from, what their histories are, and how they're all leading up to the present day. But yeah, at least for me, this has everything that I could want out of a book. It's got awesome, strong female characters and a really interesting magic system and world. So I'm really excited to keep reading this. I think it's just going to be one of my new favorites. I also wanted to mention that I obviously am still reading Flowers for Algernon. I think I mentioned it earlier in my video from today, but the way that I read ebooks is kind of sporadically. Usually I'll just read them like at lunch or if I'm out of the house somewhere. So I tend to progress pretty slowly with them, and I read it in between my main books, which right now Black Sun is definitely my main book. I think even though I wasn't able to finish Black Sun during this weekly reading vlog, I'm definitely going to be posting a full review of this one at some point on my channel because I think I'm gonna have a lot to say about it, and I can definitely foresee this being one of my new favorites. So I will just leave it there. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, following me around for the week and got to know me a little bit better. If you did like this vlog and you want to see more content like it, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And if you have not already, please subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of the videos that I post. Otherwise, guys, I think that's it, and I will see you all for my next video.